The geography and composition of Antarctica is seldomly discussed or understood by the average person. This is likely due to the lack of human settlement and economic activity in Antarctica, as well as the omission from many standard maps. Antarctica is a landmass, much like the other 6 continents. However, it is covered by an ice sheet that is 2 kilometers thick on average and reaches up to 5 kilometers thick at its thickest point. Looking at this cross-section of Antarctica, we can see that the ice sheet, on average, is as thick as 2.5 Burj Khalifas. Underneath the ice sheet, we can see a series of lakes and rivers which drain water towards the ocean. Interestingly, the landmass that constitutes the base of Antarctica is an archipelago, similar in composition to that of the Oceania region. Antarctica is so cold that there is very little precipitation. So little, in fact, that Antarctica is considered an ice desert. Due to the cold, the snow that does fall does not melt, which is how the ice sheet has formed over millennia. The size of Antarctica is similar to the combined area of the United States of America and Mexico. The highest point in Antarctica is a mountain called Vinson Massif. This mountain is a significant 4,982 meters tall. When looking at the highest mountains in each continent, Mount Vinson Massif ranks 6th, just edging out Puncak Jaya of the Oceania region. The only notable mountain range in this region is the Transantarctic Mountains. These mountains bisect Antarctica into the western and eastern front, and funny enough, Mount Vinson Massif is actually located just west of this mountain range. On the east of the Transantarctic Mountains is the East Antarctic Ice Sheet. This region is constituted mainly by the Antarctica Plateau. The Antarctica Plateau is a very flat, barren ice sheet that extends for 1,000 kilometers. The South Pole is included in this region, which means that at the South Pole there's essentially nothing. A significant characteristic of the West Antarctic Ice Sheet is the Antarctica Peninsula. This peninsula extends the farthest north of any point in Antarctica. This point is also 1,000 kilometers south from Tierra del Fuego, the furthest south point in South America. For these reasons, this region has the best weather and the best geographic positioning out of any point in Antarctica. This is why most tourists, when they visit here. One of the last major geographic features of Antarctica to discuss are the ice shelves. Ice shelves are a geographic feature where ice extends away from the main ice sheet out over water, forming a type of shelf. There are many minor ice shelves, but there are 4 major ones to acknowledge. Since this image is centered on the South Pole, it is actually inappropriate to use cardinal directions as each ice shelf is located north of the South Pole. However, we see the Filchner and Rhone ice shelves on the top left, the Ross ice shelf on the bottom, and the Amory ice shelf on the right. Since these ice shelves hang over open water, they are the most susceptible to climate change. This is why we have seen these regions recede the most over the last 100 years. Out of all the 7 continents, Antarctica is by far discussed the least. Antarctica has a unique sort of beauty, which is why I think it's important to preserve this area for the future. I recently just started this channel to discuss geography and other things that I find interesting. If you enjoy learning about geography and other information topics, feel free to subscribe on the bottom left. I would also appreciate it if you could leave a like and share to your friends.